Hi guys, welcome to my recap of Waiting for Godot. My name is Trevor Serik. Okay, let's go. Waiting for Godot was our project. As you may remember, our first project was the beta fruit. Kwa wale watu wamekuwa kitufuatilia, the cougar, entanglement. So Waiting for Godot was our fourth project. Yeah, so how did we settle on Waiting for Godot? Now, the ladies of the cast were unavailable. Some of them were attachment, wengine walikuwa nyumbani. So we were thinking of a project that we can do, an all boys project, okay? So we started gathering some scripts here and there. And finally, we settled on Waiting for Godot. Okay, Waiting for Godot has 5 male characters, okay? All boys. Boys, quite an interesting story, okay? It was written way back in 1940s, 1950s by a gentleman called Samuel Beckett. He was of Irish origin, okay? The play was written right after World War II, okay? In that age, after World War II, playwrights across Europe were writing plays in a style absurd plays. Most of you might be wondering what's the difference between absurd theater and these other styles, okay? So I'll give you the characteristics of absurd theater. Absurd theater. One of its features, it has absence. Okay, absence. The play has a lot of absence, even the set. When vile vitu zinaendelea huko, yani kuna emptiness. The set had only a tree and a stone. We strictly followed the script and its diction, no ad-lib or paraphrasing, you know. Samuel Beckett used a lot of pauses and silence in his stage directions, which we strictly adhered to. All right? Nothingness, unresolvedness, kuna some matters that have not been resolved, okay? Yeah, it has a lot of mysteries. You tend to think, oh, what exactly was the writer trying to achieve here? For example, like Waiting for Godot is a tragic comedy. You're not sure whether to pity these guys, whether to cry or whether to laugh at them. You end up having mixed emotions while the play goes on, okay? Yeah, so we wanted to try an absurd theater play. You may note that this type of plays are rarely done, not just in the country, but worldwide these days, because it's quite difficult to understand for some members of the audience, and it can be a little bit boring if you're not keen enough. But again, to some people it's quite interesting because it has a very interesting sense of humor if you are keen enough. Was it marketable? But we decided, let us challenge ourselves and do absurd theater. Be careful what you wish for. Na nilikuwa nimewawarn. Guys, hiyo play ilikuwa ngumu. From the English to the delivery to understanding your character, it was quite difficult. 5 characters. Character number 1, Vladimir, is the most vocal, followed by Estragon. Vladimir and Estragon are on stage the whole time, okay? When the play starts to the end, okay? First act and second act, okay? They don't exit the stage. They are on stage evil. So Vladimir casted Victor Muyekwe. Estragon, I casted myself. Now, the lines, the quantity of the lines, cramming. May God. And then the other characters, we have Poto. Okay. We have Lucky. And then we have Boy. Those are 5 characters, okay? So Poto, we casted Ray Odwar. Lucky, I casted this gentleman by the name of Charles Gashanja, and then the gentleman by the name of Shirayan. Okay, so that was our full cast. Tukajihami, tukaambia Joseni aje, we have to do this, we are doing this, we motivated ourselves, we are doing this, let's do. Guys, I will not lie to you, that was the most difficult play I personally have ever done. The house has never done such a most difficult play, but I like to give a thumbs up to the cast. They really pulled themselves to make sure that the play goes on, and it was a success. Okay, now the journey. So nimekuambia venye tuli settle kwa play, why we settled on the play, and why we decided to challenge ourselves. Hasa tuanze the journey, rehearsals. Okay, so the first part of the rehearsals were Estragon and Vladimir, because these characters, they had the bulk of the play. So the first 2 weeks we focused on Estragon. I mean, the first 1 week, Estragon and Vladimir. Second week, we brought in Porto. Okay, worked with Porto. Almost at the end, we brought in Lucky, because Lucky really doesn't do much in terms of talking, but does a lot in terms of action. Walks, kama meinama, you know, for those who watch the play or who have read it, and he has one monologue there. So tukamleta, tukimalizia. Then of course, a boy who has very few lines, akakuja at the end. So we rehearsed, we bonded as a cast, and then soon we were ready to stage the play. Okay, that was the strategy for rehearsals. Then now the strategy for marketing. Now, may note that a big percentage of our audience is normally from KU. Shout out to all our KU audience, manze. Asa utushikilia sana. There's always a big percentage, and you may notice between this period, it's long holiday. Most of them are away. Okay, so marketing was going to be an uphill task. Now we had to figure out how to get an audience away from KU, which was also a learning process. Okay, now marketing was tough, but we thank God for what we managed to achieve. To everyone that came, asante sana. Okay, so that was the journey of the play. Another thing I noted with the play is that kwa play zote za tumefanya, this one had the highest number of props. We counted to almost 20, and were sourcing them and bringing them to the table. Okay, which is also our number one challenge. Okay, that was our number one challenge. Challenges I play, that was our number one, sourcing for these props. Those props are old school. Number one, nani mingi. We are talking about a folding stool. We are talking about a pocket watch. We're talking about a sunglass, ile ya kitambo. Those, especially props za Porto, who had the most props, zilikuwa quite difficult to get. So we had to be creative, working with the resources that are available to ensure that the play is staged. Okay, yeah, that was the number one challenge, finding those props. Okay, number two challenge, marketing, the uphill task. Okay, it was quite a task to market. The third challenge, costumes. Now, these are old school costumes. Again, they're quite tough to get, but for those who watch the play, you can see that is what we managed. Those are the resources. We did our best to get, using our available resources to get those costumes. Achievements. Now, achievement number one, staging that play is an achievement by itself. Myself, including myself, I have to thank myself for being extra. That was a difficult role. I also have to thank these actor members. Kila mtu anafanya kitu ngumu bana. And you can see the growth of the actor to deliver that play. That's an achievement. Achievement number one, okay? That staging that play, being able to stay on stage personally for 1 hour straight, me and Vladimir, that was a big achievement. Another achievement, being able to use the available resources to stage that play. Few members of the house when you will come through. That was an achievement. That was a stepping stone to the next play. Staging an absurd theater play. Achievement. It's not easy. It has never been easy, okay? Yeah. Now, appreciation. Allow me to appreciate each and every person. Number one, who made the play happen. Number one, the cast. Kujitolea, kukuja rehearsals, kushika lines, kuperform, first show, second show, appreciation kwenyu. Asante sana. The cast, makofi kwao. I would like to appreciate the support team led by one Ian Michelle. Asante sana. I would also like to appreciate our hosts, NIMPA, Nairobi Institute of Music and Performing Arts, Zimmerman, PCEA, for hosting us for the, is it the third time? I believe the third time. Asante sana, NIMPA. And now, finally, in fact, I think hapa sasa tusimame. Finally, I would like to appreciate our fans who came to support us, watch the play. Nikiwa stage, nilikuwa nasikia reactions, yani na feel you guys are enjoying the play. Thank you very much to our audience, our family, our friends, and even people who are coming to our shows for the first time, strangers who we don't know, who just met the post online and came and watched our show. You are our biggest assets. We will not be doing this without our fans, friends. Asanteni sana to the audience. Makofi kwao. Asante sana. Right? Yeah. Designer Arts, be ready for our next project. Okay? Also be ready for the recaps of the other plays by yours truly, Trevor Brilliant Aseri. Asante sana.